Welcome back, everybody, to the Trike Show. My name is Brayden.
And I'm Harold.
And we're here
to talk Trikes.
This week, we're talking adaptability and customizable options to make the Trikes more comfortable for each specific rider, whether that be right or different things to help you get in and out of the Trike. Just here to kind of talk about everything. To start off with, our first question. We're heavier guys. We're bigger people. Yeah. We need Trikes that will hold us long term.
Right.
They're not going to crumble on us. So what weight options, Trike rating options do we have that will hold higher weighted riders?
Well, Brayden, what I would start out with would be the Cat Trike Max. That is the highest weight capacity Trike that we carry here. The weight capacity of the Max is 425 pounds, which is awesome for bigger guys like you and me. That lets us get on the Trike, lets us also put cargo on the Trike. Max is also pretty wide. It has wide handlebar arrangement. It's great. Going down from that, if you're looking for something different, like a Delta, the USX HD that has a 415-pound weight capacity, also great. Then even lower than that, if you're not approaching those numbers, the Ice Adventure HD is 330 pounds. Great Trike that has a really comfortable seat if you go with the Ergo Lux. People who have Ice Trikes already know it's awesome. Then after that, any other Trike is going to have a weight limit of about 275 pounds to 300 pounds.
It kind of varies between models.
Yeah. I mean, ask us, when you're calling in to order.
We do have that information on the website at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, we do. We do have that for the most part. If it's not on there, give us a call. We'll get it added or we'll tell you directly.
Hey, you brought up earlier the USX HD having that higher weight capacity. What makes that Trike different than the Cat Trike Max or the Ice Adventure?
Well, it's a Delta Trike, so that's going to have one wheel in the front, two wheels in the back. It's unique in that the frame itself has a suspension shock right in the middle of it, and it does also have under-seat steering right next to you, so it has the widest cockpit out of any of the Trikes that we carry here.
Make it a little more comfortable to make those turns.
And easier to get
especially
into
as a bigger guy.
Right.
Let's get into quads. How are they going to stack up?
Trikes at all.
Yeah, let's circle back into different
this
realms.
Was the Trike show.
What kind of weight capacity should we be expecting in quads?
Starting out, the E-Quad, that's our flagship quad here. That's going to have a weight capacity of about 400 pounds. Get that with an XL frame, you're looking at about 600 pounds. So even better for carrying cargo. That's what we intend for the E-Quad. We want you to take stuff with it. That's what we're going with for the big boys and big girls out there. We also have the Fat Cat models, which are derived from our Cat Trikes, like the Cat Trike Villager and the Max. Those are going to share the same weight capacity, but be about 50 pounds more intense. I carry about 50 pounds more.
That's another wheel.
Weight capacity is, a little bit more stable as well, of course. Yeah, we have quads here for days.
We have rated weight limit on them, but they are manufactured in-house.
Right.
So we have that flexibility in increasing that weight capacity if we need it.
If you need very specific cargo riding needs or weight capacity needs, we can work with that. We can do a lot with it.
Just let us know what those are.
Right. Yeah, of course.
happy to figure something out. We just need to know the information.
Yeah, just tell us, please.
So speaking about the E-Quad earlier, you mentioned that we can do the XL frame rather than the stock configuration. What does that mean?
Well, I want to be clear. The XL frame is only going to be available for the standard E-Quad, not our awesome 4x4. What that entails is the XL frame is going to take the width of the quad 4 inches wider and then 4 inches longer. One of the main reasons that people are going to go with the XL frame is that they can add larger wheels. The standard wheels on the E-Quad are 20 by 4 inches. Mm-hmm. With a larger frame, we can go up to 26 by 4. And we need to have that XL frame so that you can allow for turning. Otherwise, you're going to be pretty stuck in there. Of course, that's also going to be valuable for wider riders, wider cockpit area, wider places to move. We do also have the HD option there. What we literally will do there is we will put gussets around the frame, reinforcing it, and just really...
Didn't that increase the weight capacity? We had some... They had a utility purpose not too long ago.
Yeah, they had some pretty specific cargo needs, and we were able to get that weight capacity of that up to 850 pounds. So we'll make it work.
We can get something that'll work for each rider.
Right.
I'd be shocked if we need to go any larger than that.
Right. So we have UT Custom. We want to customize it and
we want
keep people out there. Yeah.
It's about riding. So
that's all that matters.
So speaking about Trikes, quads, Deltas, Tadpoles, what would be the main advantage? I mean, we could do a whole video about
Right.
Trikes, quads.
Right. And you guys let us
deltas.
know if that's what you want to see. We're here to talk, and we'll talk about anything.
We'll do whatever.
Especially trikes and quads.
But specifically relating to weight capacities, why would you choose one over the other? I mean, what is the deciding factor for you?
It's pretty easy. Price.
Money.
Yeah, money. That's what it's going to come down to. For our quads, those are much higher barrier to entry into getting into a quad price-wise. I mean, it's pretty easy to get into one of our e-quads or one of our vat cats and then spend well above $10,000, which for a lot of people, that's very unapproachable. But you go to something like the Trike Max, that's right under 4,000, which is still a lot of money.
These aren't cheap.
These aren't cheap at all, but that's a lot more digestible than saying,
here's a
$12,000 for a quad. And then it's still a great model to go with. And then even then we have the HD, which is below 2,000. So that's what I would consider if I'm going to get into one of these bigger, heavier pieces of equipment. I would consider price.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair.
Right.
And put it bluntly, right?
Right.
Cost is going to be my main concern getting into one of these.
Right, and also where you're riding. I mean, if you're going to be going off-road a lot, quads are going to do a little bit better. They have that extra wheel for traction, differential.
This kind of goes back to what I was saying. We'd film a whole video, right?
Exactly.
We're going to talk about cargo, removability, haulability.
Yeah,
we could do a whole thing on this.
Exactly. But main thing to keep in mind, price. Where do you want your price to be at? Set a budget, and then we can work with that.
Perfect. I think that's a good way to leave it. So I know we speak about weight capacity, which is like the primary reason for most riders.
Right. You want to make sure you fit in it.
Let's talk about customizability. You've already got the trike or quad you're looking for. What are some adaptive things we can do? For example, I had a customer today. They just had a stroke. They lost control of their left arm, or they can't pull back on a handle anymore.
Right.
What other options do we have to make a trike and or quad rideable, usable for them comfortably?
Sure. Well, in this particular case, what I would go with is I'd start out with getting one of our dual pull brake levers. We have several options there when we have the locking lever, one without, and then we can put that all on one side.
So just to clarify, dual pull brake levers.
Right.
Our trikes fundamentally come with a single brake lever on each side of your handlebar.
That's right. One brake's going to control your right. One brake's going to control your left.
They go directly to one caliper.
That's right.
Our dual pull will go from both calipers and run them up to a single lever.
Two brake cables coming from that one lever going to both calipers.
Perfect. I mean, effectively making it breakable from one lever.
Exactly.
Than having to pull on both. I think that's important too.
That's very important to clarify. You hear us talk about dual pulls, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that'll get
absolutely
thrown off by vernacular.
And what other options do we got?
We have plenty of clamp-on accessory mounts and whatnot. So if you need to move all of your gearing onto one side or all of your controls, if you're getting a motor too, we have ways to mount those there. If you're going to an internally geared hub, that's pretty easy. We're going to be coupling that with a bar end, but yeah, we have plenty of mounts, grips, and other things that we can do here to make it so that we can get all of the controls on one side.
I mean, we just had a trike come through the other day. We have dual pull on one side, right? So we've got brake lever on one side. He has a twist shift on the bottom.
Right.
His display's on the top, the throttles right next to the display. I mean, everything that you need to do to control is right
on
here.
One hand.
You don't have to worry about anything. Now, how are these on steering? If I don't have any control on my right arm, am I going to be able to control the trike from this and function all of my controls?
Absolutely. You can control any trike we have here with one hand, with one arm. That's no problem at all.
Ain't going to be an issue.
No. It's just to make it clear, we can do that for the right or the left side and putting all of the controls in either.
Yeah, we could have done the same roll-off setup on the right side, no problem.
Right.
And pretty universal.
Right.
So we just talked about limited mobility in your arms and hands. Let's circle back a little bit to your legs, feet. Say you have a harder time. You can still pedal, but you have a hard time getting in and out of your trike.
Yeah, I mean, what I would factor in there, we've already talked about a couple options here that have high seat heights. If you're unable to stand up and down easily, having a trike with a high seat height, or a quad even, like the E-Quad or the Max or the USX HD, those are all going to be great options to start with. It just having something to assist you in getting on and up and off of the trike or quad. We have plenty of options here. Each model of trike is going to have an easy entry aid. Catrick has their exit aids. Azub has their grab
The
handles.
ice helping hand.
The ice helping hands, HB standing up aids. There's definitely a bunch of options there to just give you some more leverage to pull yourself up and down onto the trike.
I'd like to talk about those entry bars too. I love them. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily even need the help to get in and out of my trike. I do pretty good. I like having them as an additional bar to mount things to, which is another
Right.
topic for another time, but you don't have a lot of things to hook accessories to.
Right, for
Those
like
bars-
computers, I mean, you could
Yeah.
even put your mirrors out there if you want to.
But specifically for getting in and out of the trike, these are made for you to grab,
Right,
put all your weight on, get in and out of.
right.
You mentioned seat height a little bit ago. I'd love to circle back and talk about height seat adapters for some of the ICE and AZUB models.
Yeah, ICE has I think it's literally just called their ICE high seat adapter. You'll clamp that on right onto the frame, and then you put your seat onto that, and that'll raise you up a couple inches.
Limited to certain
easier
models.
get. Yeah, I mean, that's mainly going to be available for the ICE Adventure HD, which if you're looking for awesome, accessible, high weight capacity grab handle trikes, ICE Adventures are great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, ICE Adventures just being highly customizable trikes to begin with.
Right. And it's going to be the same story with AZUB. They have that same kind of adapter. It just is going to raise you up a couple inches so you can get in and out. But when you're adding on that kind of high seat adapter, you do need to be a little bit more wary about your high center of gravity.
Raises the trike quite a bit.
Right.
I mean, your whole a lot more prone to tipping.
Right. Right. I would, yeah.
Something to keep in mind
Something to
when
keep
you
in
are-
mind.
when you were looking for those higher seat ratings.
Right. You got to keep in mind trikes with high seats already are made to have those high seats. Adding on adapters onto that.
Which allows us to circle into the deltas again.
Right.
Unlike the USX HD, the other deltas generally have a higher seat rating,
Right.
which tends to bring your center of gravity up, which means these are prone to tipping a little more than the tadpole style.
You definitely need to be a little bit more careful when you're taking a tight turn. You don't want to get yourself in a position where you're going to have to take a tight turn quickly, especially if you put a motor on those. I've seen it happen plenty of times. It's happened to me where I will swing my front wheel too quickly on those, and then I'm on the ground.
But if a customer has a hard time getting in and out of a tadpole style trike, a delta trike is going to be easier to at least mount and dismount
Right.
every time.
Speaking of staying inside of a trike, we have a special video about foot suck. What options should I have to avoid that?
Foot suck?
Yeah, and keeping my feet on the pedals and
Yeah.
staying on the trike once I'm in it.
I mean, there's a couple of options as far as the pedals go. A couple of years ago, our most popular option were the Power Grip Sport pedals, which are just standard pedals that have little straps over the front of them, so you'll actually put your feet in at an angle,
Right.
and then kind of
slide it
lock them in
forward.
into forward positions. And they work great. I mean, they're going to keep your foot secure in the pedals. It's also going to let you bring them back on the backspin, which can be
Right.
important to some people. We have more popular options now, like our UT Custom heel support pedals.
Right. The version AC and the version
Yeah,
AB.
AC being Velcro, AB being
Ratcheting.
ratcheting, if you're familiar with the website. But all that you need to know is we have a pedal that has two straps on there. You'll put your foot on the pedal. It'll strap over the top of your foot. You'll have an ankle strap that goes on the back.
Right.
And then they have a built-in heel support that will stop your foot. So when you come up to this up angle here, it won't let your foot fall.
Right.
It's going to keep you in place.
Right. Which is where the danger zone.
And I'm guilty of, I mean, I don't love the straps. They're great if you're looking for something to pull your foot back. You're never going to fall out of the strap. I love them for that plastic heel support in the back.
Right.
So I got the Velcro ones. I ripped the Velcros off. I just use the plastic backer.
That's perfect.
Make sure my
That's
foot
fine.
doesn't fall, because that's what my problem is.
Right. Your trike, your way.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be playing with these every time you get on it. You know, there's going
Yeah.
to be something you change.
And you should definitely.
Talking about pedals again, though, the power grips and the heel support, we also have the clip-in pedals.
Right. I mean, Catrick comes standard with the platform side on their pedals and then the clip-in side.
Right. If you prefer riding with clip-in shoes, we don't carry the shoes, but you can get shoes that just click, snap right into the pedals.
Right.
You're
just
not
need to
going to
make sure that
unsnap.
they're SPD compatible.
Yeah. And we send out SPD clips. We've got them. If you get a new Catrike, we send them with the SPD clips.
Right. Exactly.
But these just allow you to snap into the pedal. There's no way to come out of the pedal until you kick your foot out to the side. and
Right.
it will actually unlatch.
Right.
And that's going to prevent leg suck from happening at all.
Yeah.
Do you want to clarify what leg suck is, just for those that don't know?
Leg suck is when you're riding on your pedal and then your leg will slip off the pedal and then you'll get your leg sucked underneath the trike. And that's going to hurt no matter what. And you can even break a bone.
Going to be awful.
Avoid it.
Really, if your foot were to fall off the pedal, catch the ground, catch anything, I don't know the terrain you're riding on, say you catch a rock, that's going to go right underneath the trike.
And
If you have a motor on your trike, it's going 20 miles
good
per hour.
luck, pal. Yeah.
Right? I don't ride all the time with my heel support pedals. I
Right.
should. I don't love the clunkiness of them all the time.
But would you love getting your leg sunk underneath the trike?
I would hate to be bruised for weeks.
Exactly. Yeah. When it comes down to aesthetics and how things look, doesn't matter.
Not
You don't
worried
want to
about
have
that.
it looks worse to be in a cast.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So speaking about getting in and out of the trikes, having limited mobility of your legs, say you can't pedal anymore, you
Right.
don't have use of your legs, you have no legs, what options are available?
There's electric options, and I'll get into those in a bit. But starting out for hand cycles, our most popular option is going to be the Sun HT3 that has a kind of rowing motions that you'll start with, and then it has a 3-speed that comes standard with it, and we can upgrade that to an 8-speed. It's great for all-around riding. It has a high seat height. It is in that Delta configuration, so if that's the kind of model that you like, you're going to be able to get into it easily. You're going to be able to pedal it easily. There's also the HP options, like the HP Gecko hands-on cycle or the Scorpion hands-on cycle. Those are great. They sit a little bit lower to the ground, but they have a very sporty feel. UT Custom here, we've been doing hand cycle conversions for years now. It's something we love doing. We even have a showcase of a video that we've done in the past. We're working for this summer. We're going to be coming up with a retrofit hand cycle kit, primarily for the cat trikes, but it's also going to be available for some other options too.
Little hint of something in the future planned.
Right, a little bit. Smelling it on the wind. We have something coming to take the most popular recumbent trikes now and making them even more accessible.
Perfect. I mean, that's what we do here. That's the hope. Let's get you out there. Let's get you riding.
We just want everyone to get out, have some fun.
You mentioned electric options.
I did.
Let's get into that.
Absolutely. Starting out, pretty much any of the trikes we have here, any and all, can be ridden without having to pedal if you put on a motor with a throttle, particularly the Fang motors. Those come with a throttle. So you can get, like we've talked about, get it with the heel support pedals and you don't have to pedal at all. If you just want to go out and enjoy nature, that's a great option. We can also do a custom cradle to just be more secure.
Some of our
leg
trikes,
positions.
yeah.
Some of our trikes we can do.
We can have
We
something.
can customize in just something to keep your legs in there. We do also have our not a wheelchair quad. That's just based on our E-quad design. It's a much more simplified design where it has no pedals at all and it comes with reverse. That's a great option if you're looking for something a little bit more rugged for getting outdoors. That's going to have a 1,000-watt motor. It's going to climb really well and be beefy all around.
Fully electric. You don't have to worry about pedaling.
Exactly.
You did mention our E-quad, so if you did want something that does a little bit of pedaling with electric,
Get the E-quad.
it's fantastic. Want to talk about the 4x4 a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, just take what we talked about on the E-quad or the not a wheelchair and ump it by 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah, about 7,000.
Yeah, 7,000%. I mean, that has 1,700-watt hub motors in each and every wheel. So if you are looking to get out, tear it up in nature, get the 4x4.
Fully electric.
Right.
Plenty
Fully
of torque,
electric. Yeah.
super accessible.
Super
really high seat
accessible.
rating,
Right.
high weight rating. Fantastic.
Yeah. All around. It is awesome.
What are some final accommodations we can do to make these trikes, quads, tadpole, deltas more accessible for each rider?
Right. Well, in summary, we can take pretty much anything we have here and make it work for you. Just recently, we had an adult that was 30 inches tall, and we took everything from the seat to the frame and made it work for him. So he was able to ride it. He's still riding and he loves it. We've talked about a little bit about motors, easy entry aids, and heel support pedals and everything like that. I'd say the one thing to keep in mind in getting a motor, don't be afraid by the wattages and everything like that. I know there's a ton of purist cyclists out there that are so against it. Motors are really just the great equalizer. They're going to help you pedal, they're going to help you move and help you get up any hill or any terrain that you want to get up on.
I mean, I'd argue there's nothing that's made trikes or quads more accessible
Exactly.
than a motor.
Exactly. They're the great equalizer. They're going to help you get out. They're going to help you enjoy your ride. In summary, if you can dream it, if you want it, Utah Trikes is going to make it happen.
We can get you out there on a trike riding as soon as we can. Just let us know your needs. Just let us know what we need to do.
Talk to us. Me and Brayden here, we love trikes. We love quads. We love people riding them. So talk to us and we'll make it happen.
We'll figure it out. We've got a fix for everything. Just let us know. I think that does it for this week, though.
Yeah, that kind of wraps it up.
If you have any other questions about adaptability, future questions for other videos, please leave them down below.
Yeah, leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment. Send us an email. You can ask us over the phone. We're happy to answer. Maybe even include the question in next week's video.
Yeah, you might be highlighted.
See you next time.
Yeah, and remember to relax, spin fast, and ride trikes. We'll see you guys next time. I have too much caffeine in me now.
I can start bringing that bucked up. We can get real,
real
excited. Adaptability, guys.
Let's
talk about how we have easy entry bars.
you.